Wow, you know this movie is almost 25 years old when the first 2 minutes contain a lingering shot of the Confederate flag flowing in the breeze. Also, that's racist. Man, selling product placement for a movie about NASCAR has got to be the easiest job in Hollywood, right?
And defending champion Rowdy Burns.
Rowdy Burns? Why didn't you just call him Hick Speed, or Huckleberry Swift, or Darty McWhite Trash? How is there a story by credit in this movie? It's f***ing racing! Also, guy who wrote Chinatown teams with Megastar to write a movie about racing.
He quit to avoid an investigation into Buddy's crash at Daytona.
Tim needed to qualify his remarks with at Daytona because there were several other fatal crashes Buddy was in.
No, Glendale, California.
He's a Yankee?
Come on, Bobby, since when is the term Yankee meant for anyone except people north of the Mason-Dixon line?
Who is this driver?
Well, certainly not someone who needs to make an entrance on a motorcycle, that's for sure. Oh, Also, Tom Cruise arrives right on cue as soon as his character is asked about.
Tim tells me you've been running open wheels.
It is apparently impossible to make a stock car movie without including a central character transitioning from open wheel to stock car racing.
Well, I know a damn race driver when I see one.
Race driving is not a skill perceptible to the human eye at first glance. Cal Naughton was brown-nosing hotshot race drivers long before Ricky Bobby came along.
Hey, there's nothing stock about a stock car.
What? We know more about Cole's car than we do about Cole himself at this point in the movie.
Cole, you're wandering all over the track.
So, what happened during the car building montage? Did Cole and Harry get to know each other at all? Did they even practice in the new car? Is this only the second time they've ever been in the same area?
And Robin's son is racing.
No one prepares Cole for the basics of stock car racing until his first race is already underway.
We end up looking like a monkey f***ing a football out there.
Having seen many monkeys f***ing many footballs, I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Everybody out, except you two.
Everybody out except you two, cliche. Don't even think about it, Tom. Don't even think about it. Hey, let's take a break from practicing our racing and our racing lingo and go have a beverage. Up in the nosebleed section of the stands. For some reason.
It's the first race of the season here at the legendary Darlington International Speedway, and the most treacherous turn is number 4.
Race announcers always kick off the season by telling you what the most treacherous turn of the particular speedway is.
Just a little rubbing, Harry. Rubbing's racing.
Geez, we're only 27 minutes in and we're already doing the whole student quotes the teacher back to the teacher thing? What? Pepsi and Coke in the same movie? Is anything real anymore?
And they're heading into treacherous turn 4.
Race announcer needs to buy a thesaurus.
Cole Trickle wins his first ever NASCAR victory.
How do you win a victory?
Team owner's a con man.
Cole says team owner now so he can dramatically reveal that the con man was his father later. General roughhousing.
Like my pappy was. Yeah, who's that? Buddy Brotherton?
As soon as Buck introduced himself as Buck Brotherton earlier,
Buck Brotherton.
you should have been able to connect those dots. How many people have the last name of Brotherton and happen to be in stock car racing?
He died at Daytona, didn't he?
Yes, let's bring up the awful fiery crash Buck's dad died in just a year ago.
Coroner's report shows massive heart attack.
And he may have been a bad father to his kid. Oh, sorry, Buck. Didn't see you there. The guys get Cole a hooker after his first win because that's what you do. Dressing the hooker up and hiring several other actors to dress up as cops to deepen the prank? That shit's next level, man.
It's the Firecracker 400, and the favorite here today is newcomer Cole Trickle.
Oh, come on. What's the most treacherous turn of the Firecracker 400, race announcer guy? In movie land, you can catch up to the guy that just spun you out in half a lap. Oh god, he's critically injured forever and will never race again. Oh wait, he's fine, cliche. Coke sponsorship makes a little more sense in the racetrack scenes than it does in the hospital scenes, no?
It's your doctor, Dr. Lewicki.
I don't think he's actually seen me before.
Holy shit, is this Doogie Howser? How old is this doctor? Well, she has an Australian accent, so I guess she knows what she's talking about. This is the time Nicole touched Tom's dick. They went to the supermarket and bought all the grapes. I know they crashed at the same time, but their completely unique injuries healed on the same day, and they were discharged at the same exact time, and both nurses just happened to pick this hallway? What is Cole wearing? He's this cocky motorcycle riding hotshot. Would you catch him dead in a suit like this?
I don't want to be next to this clown. You might be picking up the pace a little.
Hey man, if you want drugs, you have to see the nurse, okay?
This answer is not congruent with the question. Wheelchair dick measuring contest. She's a doctor of the people, isn't she? Sitting in the waiting room for her patients instead of in her office? Are both drivers having their health assessed at the exact same time? What hospital or NASCAR racing team would tolerate that kind of protocol? Fred Thompson reveal.
If you want to turn yourselves into a greasy spot on a country road somewhere, go right ahead. But you two monkeys are not going to do it on my racetrack.
Okay, so it's true they traded paint a little on the last race, but wasn't their crash due to another huge crash that had nothing to do with them?
But you two monkeys are not going to do it on my racetrack.
That's racist.
You see, when the Japs get
That's racist.
like you two monkeys,
That's racist.
I'm going to black flag the two of you.
That's, well, just to be on the safe side, that's racist.
You two are gonna drive to dinner together.
Jesus, now the racist guy is telling two men in wheelchairs to drive. What a f***ing asshole.
Absolutely.
Rental car dick measuring contest. There are no cops in Daytona, Florida.
Tim, when you meet Russ Wheeler?
You know, Johnny Skids, Tommy Gearhead, Bernie Rubber, doesn't matter what you call him, he's an asshole.
It's a real pleasure to race your car, Miss Strickle.
And I'm spoofing your Top Gun movie next year, too. Stalking. Is there any reason this conversation needs to be private? I mean, you're asking out the hottest doctor on the planet right now. You obviously have the sack to do it, so who cares if a mechanic comes in and gets coffee while you do it?
How tall are you?
How is this not the first question Tom Cruise asked her? Sexy medical exam. You're not denying that this is still Top Gun. Then, for some inexplicable reason, Cole and his new girlfriend go up to Rowdy's lake house farm to ride boats on a double date because they're all of a sudden friends now after one playful car race to dinner. Oh, I see. They needed to be there because he has a medical issue.
Top of that knoll, gonna build our permanent home.
I sure am glad this racing movie took a detour to talk about Rowdy's retirement plans. Okay, so Claire and Cole came to this place on a motorcycle and, well, I just don't think Claire brought her medical supplies with her, you know?
You didn't forget about the physical, did you?
Well, he didn't forget, but I'm guessing he didn't go to the physicals so you'd have time for that sex scene between you and Cole a minute ago. Just in case you got it mixed up with Atlanta, New Hampshire.
We've got a trauma in
He's
the
almost
ER.
certain-
Trauma in the ER, but let's talk about your boyfriend's new best friend's brain injury.
He's your friend, Cole.
No, they are enemies. This movie has done nothing to earn these two suddenly having a friendship. What, the bumping stuff bothers you all of a sudden? It's a shock? Oh, come on. Who does this, even if they're pissed about a rude car in front of them? If the cab driver could do this all along, why was he being such an asshole with the horn a minute ago?
You are selfish, you're crazy.
Seriously, this movie breakup is because a f***ing cabbie got road rage and Cole had to race the guy. This is one of the dumbest break-up the romantic lead scenes in history. I'm just wondering, how long did he search before he found a laundromat right next to a dirt racetrack so he could wash his clothes and watch the racers forlornly?
Drive my car.
What you might have forgotten about since the last time we saw Cole on a racetrack is that he purposely ran into another driver while he was taking his victory lap. So I guess all that bullshit with Fred Thompson earlier in the movie was a bunch of bullshit.
The only way to get my sponsor back is to make sure my car runs good at Daytona.
Wait a minute, you just said the sponsor pulled out because they put their money on you and not the car, so how does Cole driving your car make the sponsor believe in you again? Since Cole is the main character and the only reason he's able to race in the big climactic race of the movie is due to Rowdy's brain hemorrhage, I'm going on record to call this the most convenient brain hemorrhage of all time. Oh yeah, this movie has a love story.
Get out there and help them!
Villain change a heart cliche. Also, sportsmanship.
Remember me?
Cole's lips don't move when he asks if you remember it. Everyone leaves the winner of the Daytona 500 alone for a few seconds immediately following the win so that he can have an intimate moment with his crew chief. Rowdy Burns died of a brain aneurysm. Cole Trickles still drives his car today.
Like a monkey f***ing a football out there.
If you smell a delicious, crispy smell after the race, it's not your tailpipe. It's a little bit of shake and then bake.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man.
Ricky Bobby, who never been a sponsor he wouldn't push, has a huge Big Newton sticker on his windshield.
I think NASCAR black tagging for that.
He sold the windshield.
This sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Big Newton.
You can be my wingman anytime.
You can be mine.
Do you remember last summer at Cape Cod? Do you remember one night in the dining room there was this young naval officer? And no time was he ever out of my mind.
Dr. Lewicki.
How about a Pope?